resume with the show, we do have a management joining in. Now, remember, we have started with the earnings season, and IREDA has reported its quarter 3 numbers. In fact, IREDA was up in a way 4%. It has given up those morning gains, but nonetheless, holding on to a shade of green with gains of 1.2%. On the back of strong set of results coming in, we do see a PAT jump up of 37% on a year-on-year basis. In fact, the strong revenue of 25% on a year-on-year basis at 2,130 crores. We also have the gross NPA that is coming at 3.7% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and a net NPA that stands at 1.68% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. But now we are joined by the management to weigh in on the numbers. Pradeep Kumar Das, who is the CMD IREDA, who's joining us. Hi, good morning, Pradeep. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Pradeep, firstly, we do see a good set of numbers that IREDA has posted. We see a 38% year-on-year growth in your profits. That's backed by strong, revenue performance as well, and strong operating profits as well. What were the levers of growth? Firstly, what has led to this performance?
Very good morning, thank you. First of all, the growth momentum is there, quite steady since 25 quarters, not just 1 quarter or 2 quarters. Only the provisioning and NPA issues, which will become alarming in last June quarter. And we all know that is largely because of Gensel and another group of material. And if you see in the country, the RE is growing at a CAGR of 22.6%. And our loan book is growing at 28% of CAGR, almost 27-28% last 5 years. If you see 28% also, year-to-year growth is there. And as far as profitability is concerned, we have improvised our provisioning coverage this time, and which generally used to be around 44, 45, and almost 56% stage. And probably we are going to move safe in 9 months, another 3 months are ahead of us. Generally, the kind of disbursement what we do in 9 months, almost similar figure we do in last 3 months, that's the last quarter of the FY. And as I said, 22.6% CAGR growth of RE is happening in the country. And in particular, 49.12 gigawatt of RE has been added in 2025. And in the beginning of 25, it was our ministry which has announced that they will ensure or attempt to make at least 50 gigawatt of capacity addition in the country. And through bidding and other modes, whatever is there. And finally, if you see that throughout the year, the market could have had some ups and downs in the RE group, but finally, 49.12 gigawatt is quite encouraging figure. That too, when the government has said in the beginning that we make 50 gigawatt. And we have to have 485 gigawatt of RE by 2030. And that we can achieve by financing till 2028 or 29. Certainly not by 2030. So organizations like us need to have much more CAGR of growth than what India's growth is there. And we being the largest pure play green finance company in the country, almost working since 38 years, and almost single-handedly financed for 27, 28 years. At 10, 11 years, others have come into this. And if you see our loan portfolio, almost 88,000 crores, out of which 50% is coming vanilla RE. 75% is coming vanilla RE, and 25% is coming from new and emerging RE, which is our forte. Because in this 75%, there is cutthroat competition. Very thin margin of NIM will be there.
Right.
But still able to sustain 3.74 NIM, which is gradually improvising. If you see last 4-5 quarters, it is gradually improvising. And cost of borrowing is also going down gradually.
Definitely. Morning, Mr. Das. This is Kavita also joining in. Now, I just want to shift your focus on the NPA numbers. So, gross and net NPA have fallen quarter on quarter. H1 NPAs have risen slightly. What's the rationale behind it that you might want to give?
See, we see cumulatively in 9 months, we have recovered almost 238 crores from NPA. And in this quarter itself, 150 crore recovery has been made from NPA. So, and I always say, if at all you will be looking at our total cumulative financing of almost 180 crore in last 38 years, against which cumulative write-up was 405. Against that write-up, the write-up in essence, bad debt. Out of that 256 we have already recovered, and net write-up, which to be a concern to the investor or to the management, that it's only 149. And if you take 149 out of 1,80,000 crore, it is coming to 0.08. So therefore, the NPA in RE should not happen if the developer as well as the lender is having a perfect disciplined approach of growing. And that IREDA has established in last 38 years. And particularly last 5 years, if you see, we have recovered almost 154 crores out of the bad debt. And in last quarter itself, 24 crore we have recovered from the bad debt. So our bad debt recovery, and when we are recovering, I'm saying that is the write off from the bad debt we are recovered. That means it is not restructuring or rescheduling. NPA can be reduced by restructuring or rescheduling or by recovering.
Right.
And most of our NPA reduction has been through recovery. And
Right.
while recovering, we have not gone for write.
Right, Mr. Kumar, you had also mentioned, the provisioning and the GNPAs have been under pressure, because of the entire Gensol engineering exposure. Is that now a thing of the past?
It is gradually becoming thing of past because April the matter was blown up, and in the IBC history of India, first time any application is admitted in NCLT, that is by IREDA, 29 days only. So that speaks the volume that how proactive and meticulous we are in while approaching for the recovery matters. RP got appointed and then RP started working. Our team as well as mind it is not sole lender IREDA. Had it been sole lender, probably the speed of recovery would have been much better. We noticed that 16 lenders were there in that space. And so far, the interim report of SEBI or internal investigation of IREDA and others, what we have noticed, all the RP's input what so far we have received. Largely, it is appearing to be the promoters' indisciplined approach and misgovernance. But we are waiting for the final report. We have also engaged a forensic auditor for that. But most important thing that majority of the vehicles have been traced and some of the vehicles started rerunning. So that is what the RP's output in last couple of months. And in the time to come, because there were a combination of two assets. One was e-mobility, other one was EPC contracts, for which in the solar space they were doing.
Right.
So some semi-finished, some were under progress. So those they are trying to complete. And I'm sure another 3 to 4 months down the line, we'll be in a much better position to know. It may happen some minor debt would be there, but it is not that was envisaged in the initial stage. But most important, the governance of IREDA was in question not by the media or analysts or the regulators from all the agencies. We have established and we have proven that the governance of IREDA is not in that weak front. And as a matter of fact, apart from that, also in the other NPA, we have already recovered 150. And in the time to come, we'll be ensuring that. And one point I would like to inform, we're the only NBFC or bank in the country who is reporting the result fastest, and the only company who is reporting the loan book in the end of the period. That is the 31st December, we have reported our provisional loan book.
Right.
Never ever in banking history in India, no company has done it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Das, for joining in today and talking more on the results, and all the best. Thank you so much for joining in today. And with that, it's time for a short break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. But then post that, we'll get a tech check on IREDA through Jigar also. But then a short break, and then let's focus on your stock-specific queries.